Yo, are you ready for the Astro-Weather Weekend? Mars is in Leo again. Capricorn Aquarius moon, the 18th, Good Friday, the 19th, Coffee Talk and the end of the Aries birth chart sale, and the 20th, Happy Easter, and, as I call it, Resurrection Sunday, and the Taurus birth chart sale begins. Let's talk about it. Pew! Grand afternoon, evening, everybody. A little late today. We're doing 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. Big E astrology. Listen, moon's in Capricorn at 4 degrees. We'll finish up at about 7 on the East Coast, 8 on the West Coast. So tomorrow, 12 noon Eastern, right before Coffee Talk, which will be at 1 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to close it at midnight. I'll be sending out the link late tonight. $13, Saturn and Aries for all 12 rising signs. The transit starts May 24th until November. You don't want to miss this one. So even if you can't make it live, you definitely should, want to book it. You'll receive the recording, videos, the chart, and some graphics and all the nuggets and tips to help you with this energy. Saturn's in its planetary fall in Aries, so you definitely want to learn about this energy, people. And then tonight, I'll be with Manifest on Purpose astronumerologist Kimberly Williams, 8 p.m. Eastern on YouTube for BigEAstro episode 328. And Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern, Megan McPherson, Millionaire Mindset. So she gets into the consciousness, positive affirmations, and yes, God wellness, dealing with women's health as well. So that is on Easter night. Megan McPherson. It's going to be really fun on the 20th. Busy week, and then next week, Tuesday the 22nd, Rebecca Vidanoff, and then the 23rd, I'll be on her TikTok channel. So that's going to be Tuesday, Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern, and then 8 p.m. Eastern, I'll be on In the Akasha, and we're going to be talking about ascension, doing live readings. She's going to tap into the Akashic, talk about aliens, UFOs. Going to be a lot of fun. So busy, and then I'll be back, wifey and I, talking about some Taurus, Mercury, and Venus on Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern. All right, 12 noon Pacific. So that's sort of the lineup. Let's get to the astro weather, the chart. Mars in Leo. You'll feel the opposition from today, probably till about the 26th, the most the 27th. But it's at 0 degrees, opposing Pluto and Aquarius. So I put up a graphic on my IG and my YouTube about that energy, giving you some helpful tips and hints. And we have a Capricorn Aquarius moon weekend. All right, Eric Taylor, BigE Astrology. What's going on in the cosmos? Things are a little hectic, but have no fear, faith over fear. And, things are not looking good in D.C. Loco pocos. I don't know, this guy's got dreams of being a dictator or whatever, but we have got to hold the energy and vibration and frequency high and really stay on deep water faith. You don't get in the streets and protest. None of that. They want chaos. We have to go within. Our real power is in the spiritual realm. This is spiritual warfare. Please understand that. I love you. Eric Taylor, Astro-Weather Weekend, BigE Astrology. Pew. Forget about it Friday the 18th. I'm going to play Jason. Thank you for those that came to IG Live today. That was fun. Like I said, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern on Friday the 18th. Juno's back in Scorpio. It's been retrograding. I don't know if you're aware of that. And the Capricorn moon, 4 degrees. This is my moon. So like I said, it will finish up about 8 degrees West Coast, 7 on the East Coast. So tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon, right before Coffee Talk, we should have 14, should be about 14 degrees, maybe almost 15 degrees at Coffee Talk, but 13 to 14 degrees. The Capricorn moon, it's debilitated there, but it wants to be creative. It's a very feminine moon. Spend time in nature, This is the day to be disciplined, Good Friday. I was talking about devotion today with Venus. Did you guys know Venus is devotion? Okay, and Venus is over here in Pisces moving forward, right? Just like Saturn is. So this Pisces party with Ceres has got us lined up where, they're all headed to getting into Aries. The North Node obviously is coming this way, going back down. But Saturn goes in on May 24th. That's around the corner. And Venus is going in, I want to say, sometime next week. Okay? So get ready for Venus going back into Aries. And obviously, we have got Mercury conjunct Neptune, but it's going to start to pull away. Lot of confusion out there. We're in the cusp of power. Last real full day of Aries season. And then, on the 19th, late or midday, we're going to get into Taurus season. But my birth chart sale ends late on the 19th, midnight Pacific. So Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, don't forget, you have the opportunity to book the birth chart sale. Jupiter's starting to move a little quicker. Uranus, definitely. And in Coffee Talk in May, I'll announce the dates, but I'm going to be doing Uranus and Gemini for all 12 signs. That transit on the 7-7 portal. And I probably may do, something around talking about the midheavens, everybody's midheavens for their career. So that may be the mini coffee talk, and then the big coffee talk will be Uranus, and maybe we'll do a coffee talk members chart. Okay, I think that'll be really good. That'll be the $22, and then the mini one will be talking about the 12 midheavens, okay, and how you need to show up in public for your work. So Friday, listen, when the sun is at 29 degrees, it can be some challenging energy, but we're embracing and getting ready for Taurus season, and that's a different transition where we're really fixed in the spring, and so this is where the warm weather starts to come in. We should get rid of these 40 and 50 degree weathers and start to get to I'm talking on the East Coast, 60 and above. Taurus season. It may take a couple of days, but that's sort of the transition with that. The Juno in Scorpio, the Lilith in Scorpio, and that's going to be opposing the sun tomorrow. So really tap into that, okay? And right now, this Lilith in Scorpio is trining the Ceres. So we got to be intuitive about, I think we may even have some tuna for Easter, Resurrection Sunday. I like to call it Resurrection Sunday. All right. Props to Yeshua. So enjoy your Friday. Definitely move. Most people are off from work and school, and watch me tonight with Kimberly Williams, astronumerologist. It's going to be really fun, 8 p.m. Eastern, BigEAstro. Astro-Weather Weekend, let's get to, and you see the Mars and Leo. So that Mars and Leo opposing to Pluto, just be mindful. You can feel it to the 26th, powerful, explosive energy. We got to be authentic, explore our creativity, and initiate being brave and courageous. And don't be afraid to think outside the box. Be innovative, okay? This can create some real political issues, and some strange restrictions. But it can be explosive energy, so anything could happen really from the 18th to about the 26th. Keep your head on a swivel. I love you. Be smart, be safe, be careful. Let's get to Saturday, April the 19th, BigEAstro. All right, Secret Saturday, April 19th. Where is April going? I mean, it's flying by. And Coffee Talk's at 1 tomorrow, 1 p.m. Eastern. So $13. This is 12 Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific. And we got this Mars and Leo still staying at the, 0 degrees. Pluto is going to retrograde at some point this year, but it will stay in Pluto. but it's not going to pass the 3 degrees. So the retrograde may start coming up in May or June. I'm not sure about the date. But this Cap Moon, okay, I was right, 13 to 14, it's 13 degrees. So that means it'll finish up at 19 on the East Coast, 20 on the West Coast. So that means Sunday morning, right? It should be at about 26 degrees. So we'll get to the Aquarius moon a little bit before 8 p.m., sometime after 7 p.m. Eastern, okay? So you'll have Aquarius moon for, Monday and Tuesday, all right? So let's see. What are we doing here? We are rocking with the Lilith and Juno. We could be emotionally intuitive, high EQ about our relationships and love, okay? And, Jupiter is not squaring, but now with this Mars and Leo, is it trining anything in Aries or in Sag? Well, with Aries, we kind of got the Neptune. So Mars trine Neptune and Mercury is, really speaking to some spiritual alchemy. And this is going to come from initiating. This is a great time to initiate new practices and to initiate, kind of new health routines, right? Neptune and Aries is like, hey, I want to be mental and physical health clear. So this Mars and Leo, heart-centered, you really want to work out Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, but you can also add in the Wednesday and Sundays, okay, the Sun and Mercury days. That's important. So definitely tap into that. And, I think Mars trining the Neptune Mercury can help us see things a little clearer, in terms of the old Neptune Pisces regime from 2011, the Twitter, where we can see wow, we've been duped. We're not victims. We got to stop this cancel culture. But we also need to really focus on being not only in good health, but being sovereign. Because I think there's some challenges, I don't know if, there's the intent to be like China and Russia, but, there's a lot of rhetoric behind, 47 in terms of what he says, about sending people out of the country. And that is a little bit of Mars opposing Pluto energy. So I'm not surprised that this is up for debate where he's talking about just arresting anybody. So we'll see, but I do know that, this is going to be fascinating because remember, this is on his ascendant and Pluto in the 7th house against the other half. I wonder if he's going to step too far and it's going to bring him a lot of trouble. So, we'll see. I know it's hard, but we got to pray for our leaders, pray for RFK, Elon, Trump, and, the vice president and all these people. But, it doesn't seem so nice and friendly. So, but we got to vibrate from our heart chakras and be our true authentic selves. And we have to say goodbye to the structures and systems. We cannot rely on it. We've got to build and imagine a new future and a new America. So that's where we've got to find our internet and our local tribe and our soul tribe and imagine, a new way of new vibration, new frequency of coming together for the collective and people. Mars opposing Pluto and trining Neptune and Mercury speaks to that. Right? The self-acceptance that it's on me. I've got to be brave and courageous. I've got to initiate my sovereignty in a new reality. All right? You got this. I'm not saying this is easy. I'm not saying that what's going on is normal and whatever, but me not stress, me not fear. You understand? I love you guys. Eric Taylor, BigEAstro. Let's get to sleep on it. Sunday, the 20th. Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday, and Megan McPherson Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern with BigEAstro on YouTube. All right? And this Cap Moon. All right? So like I said, it should probably get to 20, Should be about 25, 26 degrees. All right, Biggie Astrology. Pew. Yo, what's up? Sleep on a Sunday. It's Taurus season. Oh my goodness gracious. The moon. Oh, this moon. So we got the Cap moon, 26. So, like I said, a little bit before 8 p.m. Eastern, it's going to go in to Aquarius, opposing that Mars in conjunct to Pluto. You're going to hear a lot of news about technology. China's doing all this stuff, tariffs and trade wars and yada, yada. And it is Taurus season. Okay? So happy birthday, Taurus. The sun is in there. And we have got to understand that we've got a fixed T-square. The Taurus sun squaring the Leo and the Pluto. Okay? So that means there's an emphasis on our values, our self-worth, and activating our throat chakras. We've got to authentically speak the truth from our hearts. And Taurus is telling us, and Taurus season is about what do we value? Who are we? What's our self-worth? What possessions do we really need? Food, clothing, shelter, right? Because this makes me think that there can be some things that push us to the brink that's all we have is food, clothing, and shelter. So Taurus season and this square, you're going to see Sunday. Actually, this is going to be a very powerful week because this square, you're going to feel it Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yeah, you're going to even feel it to Friday. Okay. So, whoa. Interesting week in the collective. So let's get prepared for it. And it tells me that we've got to not only authentically speak from our hearts, open up the throat chakras, get your lapis lazuli, but we got to spend time in ground in nature. We got to tap into the plants, the mushrooms, the herbs, the trees, the ABCs, and of course the bumblebees. Brother, please listen to this lyrical MC. So happy birthday to all the Tauruses. My mom's birthday is on Monday. Happy birthday, Mom. And Taurus season, some years it starts on the 20th, some years on the 21st. Okay, that's 0 degrees. So we're still in the cusp of power. We'll be feeling that to Tuesday. And I just want you guys to be aware because when you have the T-square, this is going to probably bring another dip in trade, tariffs, and finances. Okay? And the battles between Trump and Powell and the Federal Reserve and the interest rates and all that. In terms of the Taurus with the earth signs, we won't hit that moon, but this moon will finish up squaring. You're going to have tonight, Sunday night, the moon in that T-square with Mars and the sun. So this is the inner self and the outer self, right, in the T-square with Mars. So this is some internal investigation and introspection where being stubborn is not going to serve us. So really contemplate that. How can we, in a fixed T-square, not fall into staying stuck and rigid in our own ways of thinking and doing? And we've got to create new systems, new possessions, new values, new levels and heights of self-worth. It's time to speak the truth. Okay? And, when we get to this Aquarius moon, conjunct Pluto opposing Mars, that's going to add some stuff Sunday night, that will activate the rest of the week because the T-square will remain without the moon. The moon is just bringing in the citizens, the people, but the emotions. So trust me when I say this is not an easy week up upon us, ahead of us, okay? So get ready. The Aquarius moon is detached emotionally, and it wants to bring freedom and liberation. And it's going to be banging heads against Pluto, opposing Mars, and squaring the sun. Get your fruits and veggies. Take care of your health. I'm trying to tell you. Okay. Obviously, we still got the Pisces North Node, Virgo South Node energy, and we're dealing with this Pisces party, especially where Saturn and Venus are moving forward, okay? And they are going to be overlapping the Pisces North Node, okay, as they get ready to dance, and Venus will pass that, and then when Venus is conjunct Neptune in Aries, boy, this is going to be very interesting about import exports, the oceans. There could be some aggression in the oceans, and that could be playing out next week, towards the end of next week. All right, you guys. Houthis? The Houthis, poor Palestine. Enough prayers and freedom and liberation for those people. This has been sad and disgusting, and I feel like the UN and the world's police have failed these people for, disgusting war and occupation. And, it is what it is. So, all right, you guys, let's find our inner humanity. Think about the babies, the food, all that stuff. Especially, you're going to hear some stories, that moon, okay? Juno, Lilith, still in Scorpio. They're not there by accident right now. We have to be emotionally on a high EQ to deal with all this stuff, okay? So, emotional connection, trust your intuition, and definitely think about what it is you own and possess, and think about what you truly value, and vibrate authentically from your heart, speaking the truth. All right, happy Easter. God bless you all. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Thank you, Yeshua. And I pray for peace. I pray for peace and all the mothers in the world, all over the globe, as we get ready for Mother's Day. We can never thank you enough, and I miss you and thank you, Mom. And I'll talk about Mom more on Monday for the Astro-Weather. My mother's, what would have been her 84th birthday. Eric Taylor, BigEAstrology, Astro-Weather Week. Pew! Astro-Weather. So the 18th, 19th, 20th Capricorn Aquarius moon. I forgot to tell you, the Aquarius moon should probably wind down on Sunday night around 2 degrees. So Monday morning when I see you, should be about 8 degrees. Okay? The most 9, because it may get to 3 degrees on the west side. But so 8 or 9 degrees for Monday morning. And we will have an Aquarius, really just an Aquarius Pisces moon week. We'll get to the Aries and then the Taurus new moon the following week, okay? So, over the weekend, but the 20, Monday the 21st. So the Taurus new moon is on the 27th, right? So that's going to tell you it's an Aries Taurus moon weekend. Capiche? Capiche? And that's when you can start to integrate lyrics back in your music. Lyrics to go. Hopefully you signed up and got my newsletter. It was a good newsletter. Aries birth chart sale ends Saturday night. Coffee Talk ends tonight. Kimberly Williams is tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern. Sunday, Megan McPherson is Sunday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Good Friday, Resurrection Sunday, Easter Sunday. And wishing you love and prosperity from the Taylor family to you and yours. And just be ready. It's not going to be a comfortable week next week. But we're here. So we chose this. We got this. I'll see you Friday night and Sunday night, and then Tuesday night, Thursday afternoon, and then maybe next Sunday night. All right, you guys. Happy birthday, Aries. Aries birth chart sales in, and hit me up. Sun, Moon, Rising, and then Taurus, you're up to bat 206, 305, and Taurus, Sun, Moon, Risings. All right, starting on Sunday. It's your time to shine. You ready? All right, Capricorn Aquarius Moon, April 18th, 19th, 20th, Astro-Weather Weekend, BigEAstro. Peace.